Okay, I think we're rolling. I just sneezed my head off about 15 times. My fall allergies are in full force, although normally allergies aren't bad for me in the fall. Welcome to BigFoot KnitCast. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. It's been so long. I probably should reintroduce myself since most of you have forgotten that I've ever podcasted anything in the world. Let's see, I think it's episode 11. It really has been a long time. So we're just going to jump in and go for it. The sun is setting here in Oklahoma and I'm losing my light, so this may be recorded in two parts, but we're going to get through as much as we can. So here we go. It's been a busy summer. Not a great excuse for leaving you guys all hanging out there for the last several months, but yeah. So we have 8 kiddos, and 7 of them still are at home, age 2, because birthday season has started, so people are bumping up. Between now and November, all 8 children will have had all their birthdays. So our oldest is married, grown, gone. She's in the Air Force, and I'm going to be a grandma. So she's expecting her first in November. That's so exciting. I'm knitting a little baby cardi. I don't know why I don't have it. I'll have to go get it. And so that's fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff. But I'm going to be a grandma. Whew. Too bad my hair doesn't take hair dye anymore. I look the part. But I did cut my hair. I have bangs. I don't know. I needed a little bit of a change this summer. I needed to be able to get it up. And you can see this nice big streak. I fit the part. Okay. My hair stopped taking color about 4 years ago. So I've been dyeing it since I was pregnant with my oldest, and so that's what, 22 years, 21 and a half years, something like that. And a few years ago it just stopped taking color. So there you go. It's just going to be what it will be. No, I'm not hung up on it. I did get sidetracked though. So school started, and so I mentioned that we have 7 still at home. 6 of them are in school or school age. We homeschool, so yes, I homeschool all 6 of them. And this is our, I think 16th year to homeschool. If you've watched my other podcasts, you know, yep, I'm crazy. I'm reading this because I'm brain dead at the moment. There's been so much that has gone on. It has just been a crazy, absolute crazy busy summer. I'm still working on getting the shopping part of my dye business off of Etsy and onto the BigFoot Fibers website. Excuse me, but I have a problem with my shop. It's WooCommerce with my shopping cart, and I've got to watch about 12 videos to figure out how to get that fixed. So there's not been enough time to do it. So on Etsy, I stay for a few more weeks anyway. Okay, let's recap the summer. What has gone on? I attended my very first fiber festival as a vendor, and that was fun. It was here locally in Kellyville, Oklahoma. It's called Fiber Christmas in July. So there's classes on spinning, and I honestly didn't even really get a chance to look at what the classes were because I got a call about 3 days before the festival, and they had someone who'd had a family emergency, and they asked, could you come and fill a spot? And I went, yes. And it really was a blast. It was fun to do, and I'm glad that I did it, and I'm doing it again next year, so that's fun. What else have we wrapped up this summer? The collaboration that Katrina Walser and I were working on, that is done and wrapped up. She is a talented designer, up and coming knitwear pattern designer, and she lives in New York City, and that pattern is going to be released next month, so look for that. But right now, this is August 27th. Today is August 27th. Until September 1st, on each of our Instagram pages, you can enter to win both the pattern and the yarn. So it's a kit to make this beanie. It's called A Girl's Best Beanie. The pattern is by Katrina. Let's see if I can get it on. Of course, I'm going to mess up my hair. Isn't that the cutest, adorable thing you've ever seen in your life? I love these little tiles that this makes. And then you've got this wonderful brim that can come down over your ears. And then if you're, you know, stylish and wear them kind of slouchy, you can wear them like that. I'm not very stylish, but that's okay. It's a beautiful knit. It's knit in worsted weight yarn, and it's all my yarn. Let's see. What is this yarn? It is super squishy worsted, and I have several colors. So go on over to Instagram and check that out and get entered in to win both the pattern and a skein of yarn to make it. It's a one skein wonder, so there you go. What else? What else? Oh, by the way, this counts as an FO. Life has been crazy, okay? Tons of new bases and colorways, because we're on the topic of BigFoot fibers. Okay, background. I started dyeing. I'm sorry, I'm kicking the table underneath. I started dyeing last summer, and I opened an Etsy shop in February and called it BigFoot Fibers, because the podcast is called BigFoot KnitCast. And the background to that is the big van. You'll have to check that out in episode 1. Sorry. We're moving fast. The sun is setting, people. Listen faster. So tons of new bases, some self-striping, and I think I've really upped to the luxurious game a little bit. MCNs and some silk blends, and yak is all thrown in there. There's some minis in the shop. The luxury sock. See, I can't talk. The Luxury Sock Yarn Club memberships are closed. So sorry if you missed out on that. And they're not going to be, I'm not going to offer memberships again until next spring. So because we homeschool, I have to take a bit of a break somewhere. Something has to be let go. And so that is the thing that I have to let go. That's one of the things I have to let go during the school year. So until next, probably about May, June, July, August, September, October, I'll do 2 more clubs and then be done again for the year, because I just can't do it all. As you can tell and see, the podcast has just slid off the back burner, not even on the back burner, and it's just mom life. It's the way it is. Tons of things that as a mompreneur, and a solopreneur, you're the only one. And most, I would say, I don't know, maybe it's not most, I am operating on an absolute shoestring budget. So I can't just hire people to fix things for me. I have to figure out how to do it on my own. And that just takes time. Like this silly shopping cart issue. So, you know, hey, if you're a web person and you want to trade for yarn, message me. What else to wrap up the summer? We talked about that. So some of the fun things that I've just kind of wrapped up at the end of this summer is I signed up for Fiber Share, and I got my partner, and I've signed up for Fiber Advent, and I'm so excited about that. That is going to just rock. I really can't wait. And then also Knit Stars. And if you don't know what Knit Stars is, that thing is gonna rock. Okay, so I did Knit Stars 1.0 last year, and what it is an online knitting summit. So you get classes from really big Knit Stars, and you own them. So you have a web portal to log into, but the classes are always there for you. And there are some I didn't watch. I still haven't watched. They're in nice short segments, so you can, even as a mom, you have a chance to watch that 5 minutes or that 8 minutes. Some of them are longer, but you can, it picks up where you left off, just like Netflix. And you don't have to rush through. It lasts 2 weeks. It starts in October. Signups began back in July, and then they had the second round. Early bird signups are all done, And then I think that there will be one more round of signups. So last year, who did Stephen West and Hannah Fettig and oh, why can't I remember? But there was a lot that I didn't even touch on. So like the brioche that Stephen West taught, I haven't even watched those classes yet, but I'm going to, because Knit Stars 2.0, guess who is going to be on Knit Stars 2.0? Nancy Marchant. Okay. I need to get the basics of brioche down. Michelle Wang, Tin Can Knits. I think it's Alexa Ludman of Tin Can Knits, and Amy Herzog, Beata Jezik, Tamara Kelly, Andrea Mowry. Okay, we're talking some big people. Plus, I'm not saying any of those people are big. That's not what I meant. I just meant that they're big names in knitting. Stephen B. He's going to be part of Knit Stars 2.0. There is a Facebook group that is private for the people who have signed up, and a lot of the Knit Stars are also part of that. Oh, I forgot Laura Nelkin. And I think I might have said Tamara Kelly. I don't remember. If I did, I'm sorry, Tamara. I did not mean to forget you. But you meet people from across the globe. It's a little private community. There aren't tons and tons of people on this Facebook group. And I have met some amazing people and made friends. Now, I'm just now said I made friends, and now I'm going to tell you one of my friends' names, and I'm going to butcher it. I just know that. But when you meet people online, and you speak mostly online or through letters or sending each other packages, you don't say their name out loud. So I pronounce her name Raina. It's probably Rena. So Rena Kilgannon, the slow knitter, she also started a podcast right about the same time that I did. We met in Knit Stars Facebook group, and she's one of the best people ever. You should watch her podcast. She has been just a great friend. I can't wait to meet her someday in real life. Hopefully it will be in you guys just have to laugh at me for forgetting names all the time. Okay, New York, upstate, you know, the big sheep festival up there. Rhinebeck. Maybe I need to bring my wine that's sitting on the counter in there and here, but you know what would happen if I set it down. I'm going to knock it over, all over. What you can't see is the yarn spread all over the table. That's what would happen. So lots of friends, relationships being made, and just being able to come together over this love of knitting. I tell you, knitters are the best kind of people. Okay. So, like I mentioned, summer is quickly coming to a close, and fall is approaching here in the Northern Hemisphere. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, I guess you guys are coming up on summer. Your winter is ending, your spring is, you're about to be in spring. I don't know. I teach my kids at home. I don't know. But what I do know is it's time here where I live to start knitting for fall, for Rhinebeck sweaters and Christmas gift knitting. I would make the, emoji face, but I just can't. I just can't. Okay. Moving forward, new and fun things that are happening. I began teaching a group of knitters. No, let me say it this way. I began teaching a group of moms to be knitters. So if you can't find any knitting friends in real life, make some. We have about 15, and we have a knit night every week where we meet, and I'm walking them through the Tin Can Knits Learn to Knit pattern series. There's 8 of them. They're on the scarf right now. What else? So far, most of these ladies can cast on themselves, which is a big deal, and they can knit and purl, and they understand how to bind off, even if they maybe can't do the whole thing. But I think they're getting really close to having all 4 of those skills down very well. The next thing that they are going to knit and tackle is knitting in the round. I'm knitting the hat Barley. I'll show you that in just a second to make sure that I'm up to speed if they have questions. That takes, I'm not a very fast knitter, guys, and you know that life happens a lot. So here I will show you, this is where I'm at. This is my whip. This is Barley by Tin Can Knits. This is a cute beanie. You can make it slouchy, you can make it a little more fitted, but here, while I'm in the spirit of trying things on, I might as well try this on, right? They model it kind of offset, which I think is cute, where you've got kind of this garter ridge over here. And anyway, I love this color. This is BigFoot Fibers yarn. It is super squishy worsted, but there's a little catch here. This is 100% merino. Sorry, I'm bouncing the table. And the colorway is called Peony, but this is non-superwash, guys. I'm so excited. You would not believe the squish factor. It is not scratchy. It is not scratchy at all. And this garter, this has the best squish. This is kind of lofty squish with this rib stitch, but man, that garter. Okay, so this pink is one of the colors that that started me on my quest to dye. I really wanted. Okay, I'm back. Maybe this video will be done in 3 segments or more. Apparently my iPhone is full. My storage is full, so is that crazy or what? Okay. The next new and exciting thing is checking out the lighting here just to make sure it's okay, because mostly what you're getting is room lighting. The sun is pretty much set. I have been working with my local yarn store to get BigFoot Fibers yarn put in their shop in October. So that's another reason why I can't do the club yarn. Like I said, only so many things can happen, and that's one that's kind of fun. Let's see what else. Also, I'm going to be attending the East Texas Fiber Festival in November. I applied for the Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Festival in April. We'll see if I get in. Fingers crossed. If you know anybody, you know, you might throw a good word in my way. We'll see how that goes. I do have one FO to show you. Besides the hat that I showed you a minute ago, and this is the Moto Vest by Knitterly. Knitterly Petaluma did a pattern, and of course it's a pattern, but it's that's called Moto Vest. It's on Ravelry. Wow, it's on Ravelry, and I made mine out of Cascade's Baby Alpaca Grande. This is the very first yarn that I ever stashed. I stashed it a long time ago. And honestly, I don't know why. It was just the very first yarn that spoke to me. I love gray. I would dress in gray all the time. Gray is not my best color. You can see that. I probably shouldn't wear gray unless I wear, like, you know, poppin' red lipstick. See here? Yeah, there you go. That would do a little bit of justice to it. But I love gray. I don't know. Maybe it's because I hide in gray. I have no idea. Maybe I need to see my therapist. I don't know. I said my therapist like I have one. I can't afford a therapist. Okay, vlogging, right? Podcasting, that's my therapy. There you go, that and wine. So here we go. That made it sound like I'm a wino. Okay, I can't afford that either. Here we go. Here is the Moto Vest, and I blocked the snot out of this baby. Alpaca, as you probably know, is kind of slickery anyway. That's one of the reasons why it's softy. It's smushy, it's fun, but it's also super drapey. It's not going to hold its shape at all, and honestly, it's not scratchy, but I do find that along the back of the neck I just get a little, I don't know, so maybe I just need to wear a turtleneck with this. It's going to have to be a light colored top, because I don't know if you can see that or not. But basically, if I wear something dark, I look like I have been knitting with cat fur. We don't have a cat, we have a German Shepherd and a Rat Terrier. And the German Shepherd hair, his fur is not little. They've got that really fine undercoat, and then they've got the more thick top coat, and we have hair everywhere. We have, I bought a little handheld dust buster, and one of those sweeper that's it's not powered, it's just got the brush rollers, so that I have a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, and they can tackle that every day. Every day they just run around with those things and try to suck up all the hair just once a day, just so that we can maybe not have dog fur everywhere. But this baby alpaca grande, while it is super soft and it's going to be really warm, it also sheds like mad. So but this color on black looks, you know, like I said, like a baby alpaca has sat in my lap the entire time I was knitting it. Okay. But it is softy and I love it. Okay, I'll show it to you one more time, because you really probably can't see it. I'm sitting down, but if I stand up, then you're only going to see me from the waist down, and that's just awkward. Okay, I'll hold it up, and I can see through my... Okay, here's my neighbor. We'll have to return this. We'll have to finish this in a little bit. Okay, well, really, we probably are going to have to finish this up tomorrow because of the lighting. And now you can see, without that natural light, you can see all my dark circles. Wah, 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 right? That's just the way it is. Moms, we never get enough sleep. But there's no way you're going to be able to see the wonderful colors of any of this yarn. So it's going to have to wait. I was just going to tell you before we go, our neighbor, we have a neighbor that he's just the sweetest man ever, and they're not a little old couple. They're not that old. But he had an accident, and he worked for the Tulsa Police Department, and on duty, and he's just not been the same since. So anytime that she needs anything or any help, we always try to make sure and go and help her. He's a really big man, and she's not a very big lady, so getting him up and down out of a chair or those kinds of things they're difficult. And he was in the Navy. I think he was in the Navy. Like I said, and then when he retired from the Navy, he was a Tulsa police officer. Just an amazing couple, and you know, you have to do what's needed, and our neighbors we're supposed to be helpful to our neighbors. So anyway, there you go. So what I was trying to say with that was an interruption, and it cost me light. So what? I would do it again 10 times. So there you go. I probably will edit that out. All this just sounds so corny. Oh my goodness. I have lost my podcasting mojo, people. Okay. So just for practice, I'm going to throw this out here and see what it looks like. This is self-striping yarn. I have not hanged it up correctly, but I just kind of hanged it up so you could see what it looked like. I've had so much fun with this. I dyed this the other day in honor of the eclipse, and my husband said it needs to be named Total Eclipse of the Heart. We are just the corniest people, okay? More self-striping. S'mores. This is s'mores, and my 14-year-old helped me with these bands. So 75% merino superwash, 25% nylon, 463 yards, 100 grams. This is s'mores. And the cute story behind that, I think my kids are home from the pool, so I'll be really fast. The cute story behind that is my 8-year-old. She wanted to help me dye, and this was what she came up with. So, okay, until tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna see if I can make this happen. Apparently I'm out of storage on my phone, so we've got to rock and roll, people, or we're gonna run out of time. I'm gonna just essentially run through some of the new yarns at BigFoot Fibers. So without further ado, and I'm gonna just keep looking at that to see if it's still recording. I got through about 5 minutes yesterday, and it didn't record, so there you go. Oh, I dyed this during the, not during the eclipse. Golly, really, I'm going to have to edit all this out. Anyway, I dyed this in honor of the eclipse, and it is called, according to Mr. BigFoot Fibers, Mr. Bigfoot, it is called Total Eclipse of the Heart. Yes, we are children of the 80s, and it's not skeined up correctly, but isn't that fun? I'm going to set that aside. Here is some more self-striping. These guys are self-striping on 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. There are 463 yards. So this one is Princess Unikitty. Yes, we're fans of the Lego movie. And this one, I may have mentioned, was inspired and helped dye. My 8-year-old helped dye this. I'm sorry, she's not 8. Oh my gosh, she's gonna be 10 in October. I really want her to still be 8, and she's just not. Okay, s'mores. S'mores, guys. Doesn't that look like s'mores? You probably can hear the mower going. Life does not stop at the Pinkston Hacienda. Okay, what else? Oh, something else that's new is Ramandu. And I can't post this without the Wikipedia picture popping up. If I try to post this on Facebook, that's what comes up. So this is on 2 different bases. Oh look, he's upside down. This one is super squishy worsted. I love this one. It is super wash, and it's got, well, it really does have some nice squish to it. There's gray in there. There's that light kind of cloud blue and kind of a little bit of a greeny blue. This is 100% superwash merino, and it's 220 yards on 100 grams. I just wanted you to see these side by side to see how the same colorways work out on different bases. So this is fingering weight. This is Superior Sock, which is 100% superwash merino, and it is 400 yards on 100 grams. So you got fingering weight and worsted weight, same exact colorway, but they just come out a little different. You can kind of see the aqua and green in this one a little bit better than you can in this. And I think the gray kind of pops in the worsted a little better. So it's just the way the fiber takes up the dye. Here's some more examples of that. This is Auberginois. I took French. I have never been very good at it. That is why Julie and Jean-Francois are my heroes, and I would love to speak French fluently one day. I'm only 44. Hey, it can happen, right? This is super squishy worsted Auberginois. Can you see that? There we go. And I love that kind of tonal thing it's got going on. Tonals and variegateds are my favorite. Tonals especially. This is BigFoot sock. And BigFoot sock is 75% BFL and 25% nylon. It's fingering weight. And here it is again in the worsted. So you can see that those colorways, the light's kind of absorbing a little differently. And the light from the window is kind of blowing this one out. But when I look at them, let's see if I can put them over here. Yeah, they're different, but they really look closer than they do in the camera. And then here is also BFL, Auberginois. These guys were dyed in the same pot. How's that for differences there? That's just sometimes when you kettle dye, that's kind of the way it works out, is the different places, the placement of the skein in the pot. Sometimes they just get a little more. And then here we go. This one's a different base altogether. Silky Yak. Silky Yak is 65% merino and 20% silk, 15% yak. Guys, I keep saying I'm going to make a Leone with this, Cocoa Knits Leone, and then I see another pattern and I think, oh, I'm going to do that. Oh, how about I do flax from Tin Can Knits in that? So I may have this may be my new go-to sweater yarn, this DK. Okay, so all of these, if you can see them, there we go. They're like babies. I can hold them all together. They're quintuplets. They were not all dyed in the same pot. It is all the same colorway, and you can see how they just come out differently. Again, worsted, BFL. These are twins. They did come out of the same pot. So you can kind of see that lighter streak in there. And then Silky Yak. Silky. Oh, this is my favorite. Okay, I've got 5 minutes down. Let's see how much faster we can go. Okay, more worsted. More worsted is coming your way. This is, oh, I lied. It's sport. This is super squishy sport, and it's 75-25, 274 yards on 100 grams. 220, 274, you know, they can kind of go either way. This is golden khaki, and not kaki. I can't do Japanese, guys, but that's what it's persimmon. It's persimmon in Japanese. It's kind of a nice fall colorway. It's not orange. It's not that pumpkin spice color that, you know, is going to be everywhere. I saw pumpkin spice oatmeal the other day walking through Target. Oh, here it comes, right? And this one is Honeydukes. And I just love the gold and the brown and the yellow in this one. It's fun. You can kind of see there's a little bit of speckling going on, not much. Light speckling. Okay. These guys are on worsted. They don't have names, but I have a couple of friends that I did these for. They don't know it yet, and I just asked them, what are your favorite colors? And because they're part of the Learn to Knit group, I wanted them to have something to learn on that wasn't Red Heart. And right now, since we're working through the Tin Can Knits patterns, these are worsted weight, and that's great. One wanted seafoam green, and I think we're close to seafoam green there. And then the other one wanted a bright red. Well, that's a bright red. I like it. Okay. Phew, moving fast. This one was a fun just dye experiment that I did the other day. I was like, I don't know if I should do more of this kind of thing, but apparently it's been received fairly well. So there you go. Somebody said it reminded them of a painted desert sunset, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, in New Mexico and Colorado, I can kind of see that, but I don't know. So if you got any name suggestions, hey, pop them down in the comments. I'm game. But it's nice, right? Let's see if I can get that out of the way. Okay, here we go. Next, these have been fun. This is, it's got fuzz on it, sorry. Sometimes when the skeins bounce around together, they rub off on each other a little bit. This one is Everything's Just Peachy. I didn't do that very well. There we go. So this guy is silk and merino, and you can see the shine and the sheen on that gal. And Everything's Just Peachy. Then this one is Riptide. I have an almost 12-year-old who kind of likes Percy Jackson. And again, there's that tonal, color on color, tone on tone going on there. And man, the squish factor again. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna reach for some more. New colorways, Port in Summer, which it kind of almost looks like a lighter Auberginois, but these are not these are not related colors there. They're not, I mean, they're not, sometimes I will do, oh, I really like that color, and then I want to tone it down and do one several shades lighter. These are not different shades of the same color, but they kind of look like that. That's not where they are. This is also Britfoot Sock. And this one is the Silky Yak DK, and this one is in the navy. Again, I'm just so sold on this base. This base is maybe the best feeling, luxurious base I have so far. Really like the squish of this one. I really am going through Fear fast. I'm sorry. Okay, one more Silky Yak. This is Sugar Skull. I'm gonna pop this off of here. Sugar Skull, I was trying to go for something a little lighter than this, and when it came out of the pot this way, I just fell in love with it. And it's a nice, like a base of gray, and then under, so you've got that undertone of gray, but on top there's like a glaze of pink. So it reminded me of just all the Sugar Skulls that are everywhere. There you go. Halloween, Sugar Skull, it's pink, whatever. I don't know. It goes, okay, I'm reaching, see if I can get this. This is Peony, and Peony is just one of my favorites. You saw it in the hat earlier. This is Superior Sock, and this is, upside down, Super Squishy Worsted. So, okay, I think we're back on. We only have a minute or two. I've got to do some serious cleanup with this iPhone, people. Okay, here's the last set. Last things I'm going to show you. Sets of 3. No colorway names, and these are just minis so that I can just play with color. There's going to be a lot more speckles in there, but hey, there's one set, and there's This set is kind of in a 4, but I didn't mean for it to be in a 4. There's kind of those guys. And then we have these guys that are kind of, oh, I know why. Those were just set down in the wrong place. Maybe, and then here's speckles. You may or may not have seen this one. So all that to say that be on the lookout for a lot more speckles. Okay, let's wrap this up since the mower is right outside the window and I have no idea how many more seconds I have left to film. So thank you for sticking with all the technical difficulties and watching through this. Look for the next newsletter coming out soon. Don't forget to pop over to Instagram and enter the contest for the hat, pattern, and yarn to make that. And I hope you guys have a blessed